The conference finals games are finally amongst us, and I got to predict both the divisional round and the AFC teams in the wild card round. I went almost perfect. The Rams-Packers game was a bit of a stretch. I went Rams thinking that Cam Akers would go for 180 or something crazy, but I was wrong. So my perfect predictions have come to an end, but with that said, I do think I have a good shot at getting these two games right. So, before I give you all of my predictions, please do subscribe and like if you enjoyed. It helps us a ton. Not a ton of the people that watch the videos are actually subscribed, so it would really mean a lot if you could just hit that button and we can get on to the videos. So, starting off, I want to talk about the Buccaneers versus the Packers. Now, this game is going to be a ton of fun to watch. Unfortunately, my Saints couldn't get it done. We sent Drew Brees home with one ring. Really sad day for me as a Saints fan. But Drew was not very good that game. And Rodgers is going to be a much tougher opponent for this Buccaneers team. I think that Aaron Rodgers 100% deserves the MVP award. Every game I've watched him play in, he has dominated. He has absolutely dominated. He's a quarterback you watch play and think he doesn't even need a top receiver. Yeah, it helps, but the man dices every defense he plays up. I have been super down on Rodgers for the past couple of years, but with what I've seen and what I saw against the Rams and what I've seen throughout this entire season, it's clear to me Rodgers is the MVP. He deserves all the praise he's been getting. That hurts. I'm not the biggest Rodgers fan, but I have to acknowledge his incredible play. The Packers beat the Rams. It was pretty much not that close of a game. It was pretty handedly the Packers game. There were a couple moments where the Rams had a shot to go up, but they didn't capitalize, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that Aaron Rodgers has some of the best drives in the NFL. He will lead his team down the field for 5 minutes straight, and every time he'll get a touchdown. It's almost like he can't be stopped. Robert Tonyan stepped up. Alan Lazard stepped up. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, although didn't have a giant day, was definitely open and there for Rodgers if he needed him. I know Alan Lazard had a big drop, but the one thing I want to get to with saying that is that Devontae isn't the only guy on that team that can make a play. Rodgers is able to spread the wealth, and when he does that, it allows him to cut up bad secondaries. And I know that this Buccaneers defense pretty much stopped Drew Brees. They aren't an elite secondary, and Rodgers is going to exploit that, I think. I think Devontae will still have a great game. He's on a tear, probably the best receiver in the NFL. If you have a problem with that, comment why. Tell me exactly why you think that. But nonetheless, another big part about this Packers team is their running backs. Aaron Jones had a great game. Jamal Williams, they had basically the same amount of carries. I think Aaron had 2 more than Jamal. And my goodness, was it a very entertaining game to watch them play. Aaron Jones had a really big breakout run. Jamal Williams was consistently getting 7-8 yards. I think he had a very good yards per carry, I'm pretty sure. And all in all, the Packers offense was killing it. I do have some questions for this Packers defense, though. Cam Akers did what I thought he would. I know he didn't put up 180, but he did have 90 yards on 18 carries and a touchdown. So Cam was respectable, especially in a playoff game. So I was happy to see that. This Packers run defense definitely isn't all there, but this Buccaneers run offense also isn't elite per se. Ronald Jones should be back, which is a good sign for them. But Leonard Fournette, he kind of diced up the Saints, but I don't know. I don't think he's as insane. But I do have to say, I think he's pretty underrated given the fact that when he did play his rookie year with no injuries or anything, he was an elite running back. He was seen as an elite running back and possibly one of the best from his class. He then had a little bit of a falling out with the Jaguars organization. Finally, he's on the Buccaneers, and he does not get the respect he deserves. I think he should be seen as a respected running back, but I don't think he's going to go for 180 or 150 or even 100, especially if Ronald Jones is fully healthy. So with that said, I want to move over to the Buccaneers side of the ball. So, Tom Brady, as always, killing it. GOAT, greatest quarterback of all time. The players on his team are also stepping up. Antonio Brown could miss this game. I've seen that a couple places on Twitter, but he's got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin Rob Gronkowski. 3 guys that he has great connections with, especially Mike Evans. Mike Evans he still kind of got locked up by Marshawn Lattimore, but he had a pretty crucial touchdown catch there early in the game to kind of solidify their standing in this game. If he doesn't complete that pass, that's 3 straight stops for that Saints defense. But no, they got the touchdown. That was a big play by Mike Evans. So, offensive weapons are there. Tom Brady, greatest quarterback of all time, doing what he always does, cutting up teams. Their defense also had a giant game. Devin White solidified himself as one of the best defensive players in the NFL. Obviously, he's not an Aaron Donald or he's not a TJ Watt, but he is a very, very good player, and he deserves the respect he's been getting. He absolutely locked down the Saints team, and he played out of his mind. I was extremely impressed. Shaq Barrett also had a pretty good game against the Saints, and Vita Vea is supposed to come back against this Packers team. That's a big defensive lineman that's coming in, and he's going to help, especially against a pretty weak Packers front line when David Bakhtiari is out for the season. So, with everything said and laid out on the table, Rodgers versus Brady, I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I'm going to go 35-28. 35-28 Rodgers. I think that the Packers are going to get this one. I think it'll be a close game, and that touchdown could come on a game-winning drive. I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what happened. But that is my prediction for that game. I'm going to give Rodgers the edge over Brady, especially the way Rodgers has played. There's been no inconsistency in his game. He has been absolutely electric. Bills-Chiefs is the next game up, and I'm also very excited about that game. We've kind of got the 2 old heads in Brady and Rodgers playing in one side, and then you've got Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes playing on another. This is one of the most entertaining conference championships we've seen in a long, long time. I am expecting a good game, but there are a few things I want to say before I give you my prediction. The Bills are coming out. They're coming out hot. They beat the Colts. They are absolutely playing out of their minds. They're a great, great team. Josh Allen, up there in MVP conversation. I don't think he'll win it. He'll definitely get a good amount of votes. Stephon Diggs, killing it, solidifying himself as one of the top premier wide receivers in the NFL. Plus, John Brown. I mean, he had a drop, but his stat line, if he doesn't drop that pass, is pretty nice. He definitely gets himself open, and I think that with his burners, he's going to be able to help a lot in this game against the Chiefs. They did lose Zach Moss. I believe he'll be missing this game. That's an unfortunate loss. I think he's actually been pretty good this season despite his production numbers. He's been there on third downs, able to push the pace and kind of just be a good, tough running back in between the sticks. So, that's a lot of their offense. I mean, Josh Allen runs the show. He's killing it. Cole Beasley, he's got Dawson Knox. He's got a good amount of players on that team that can catch the ball. And, I mean, Josh just gets him open. He's great at extending the play, and he's got sneaky speed, and he's a good runner. So, with that said, I do love Josh Allen. To move on to the other side of the ball, I don't think that their defense is quite as elite. They did not play an incredible game against the Colts. I thought they could have been much better. And all in all, they didn't look like a championship defense. I didn't see anybody getting locked down. I didn't see anything crazy, you know? There wasn't really any big plays. It was a lot of mediocre defense with a great offense leading the charge. If you want to talk about the Chiefs, you can almost say the same. So their offense is great, obviously. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman, Sammy Watkins, plenty of pieces. But their defense is not looking championship caliber. Honestly, out of the 4 teams left, there's only one defense I see as championship caliber, one that's on the edge, and 2 that are pretty subpar for this level of football when you're getting into the Super Bowl. So, it comes down to Mahomes versus Allen. And I love Allen. He's playing great. But Patrick Mahomes is another being. He's an extraterrestrial. He's an incredible player. It's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to Rodgers. It's going to come down to Mahomes versus Allen. And at the end of the day, I'm going to give the guy with much more experience, the guy who won a Super Bowl last year, the edge here. And I'm going to give the Chiefs the win. I think it'll be 25-23. No, 25-17. I'm gonna stick there. I like that score prediction as well. I'm gonna go Super Bowl. Sounds like it's gonna be Mahomes Rodgers. That's my prediction. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed, and hopefully I got my predictions right. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Peace.